Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back. Thank you again for joining me. Today, I want to talk about a subject. It's called "Stalkers in the Bible." We all have heard of stalkers in our own time, and some of us might have experienced some kind of stalkers one way or another. If it was a jilted lover, if it was a former spouse or soon-to-be former spouse, or just a perfect stranger that got set off somehow. But I just wanted to, share this with you. And I'm going to start out with the book of Acts. But, well, before that, I want to talk about, the Pharisees. When Yeshua was walking around and preaching and doing his healings and everything else, if you read the Gospels, it seems like the Pharisees always loved to stalk the Messiah. They just, because they were set in their own ways and they thought they were right, and they didn't want nobody. They didn't want the competition, basically. And anyways, they're basically, in a way, they were stalkers. They stalking them all over the place, keeping an eye on them. And I'm gonna go to Acts chapter 16, verses 16 to 8, or verse 16 to 18. This is when Paul encountered a stalker himself, and this is a kind of a good story. It says right here, and it came to pass as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. So, she's going around doing these, fortune tellings, whatever you want to call it, and her masters and everybody were making a huge money from it. The same woman followed Paul and us, and cried, saying, These men are the servants of the Most High El, which show unto us the way of salvation. and this she did many days. But Paul, being grieved, turned and said to the spirit, I command thee in the name of Yeshua Messiah to come out of her. And he came out that same hour. And of course, after that happened, she lost her powers, and the masters, couldn't make no money, so they got mad. And then Paul, came about. There was other troubles. Paul had some other troubles going his way, but he took the devil's spirit out of her. Of course, I'm gonna let's jump back to Matthew 15. Let's see. Matthew 15, is it 21 to 28? 21 to 28. It's the Canaanite woman's faith. And, this is a righteous, this is sort of a righteous stalking, I guess. I mean, she didn't mean no harm. She's a desperate woman. Then Yeshua went thence and departed into the coast of Tyre and Sidon. And beheld, a woman of Canaan came out to meet out of the same coast, and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O master, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a demon. But he answered her not a word. He ignored her. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Master, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs. So that was like a sort of mentality that, the Jews had against, like the Samaritans and the Goyim, the other heathen nations. And she said, Truth, master, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their masters' tables. Then Yeshua answered and said unto her, O woman, great in thy faith, be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. So from her persistence and everything, and she begged and begged, and she had faith, and she reasoned with Yeshua, and Yeshua of course, he approved of it. He liked it and granted her wish, and the daughter was made whole again. So, and you can find that in Mark chapter 7, verse 24 to 30, I believe it is. Let's go to Luke now. I'll jump back to Luke. Go for another story here. Be Luke 28. No. No, I'm going to save that for a minute. I'm going to save that for a minute because I'll go back up here to Matthew 7. Matthew 7 right here. I'm going to go to that. But I'll return to that. I'll return to that, Luke, shortly. Matthew 7, 15, and 16. Beware of false prophets that which come into you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are raving wolves. You shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of the thorns, or the figs, or the thistles? So, of course, like I said, was talking about stalkers, and these false prophets, false messiahs, and everything. They're coming after people and trying to diminish the true faith, and that's no good. But that's sort of another story. That's a stalker. but then we'll go to Acts 20. I'm gonna go to jump to Acts 20 right now. Let's see, Acts 20, almost. Acts 20, and what? I'll go to Acts 20, and it's going to be 28 to 31. Let's see, 28. Take heed, therefore, unto yourselves and to all the flock over which the Holy Spirit hath made you overseers, to feed the assembly of Elohim, which he hath purchased with his own blood, his very own blood. For I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things to draw away disciples after them. Therefore watch and remember that by the space of 3 years I cease not to warn everyone night and day with tears. So this was Paul. Paul was talking, and that's what he's warning. He preached about these, heretics and deceivers, and like I said, they're stalkers too. If you think about it, they're stalkers too. And I'm going to go to let's see, First Peter. Jump back to First Peter here. First Peter, and what was that? 5, chapter 5, and verse 8, and here we go. This is the master stalker, the ones that's like the ravenous wolves and everything. Here it is, chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, is a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So he's roaming around like a wild animal, seeing who he can get. And when predators go after prey, first they stalk them. They hide in their stealth and they stalk them, and then they come out and they strike. So that's what and that's when we talk about stalkers, we could also equate them with predators. We hear that word quite a bit, sexual predators, and and then but anyways, that was the master stalker of the elect. And now I'm going to go to Luke 21, because we got good news. Jump to Luke 21. And what I say, 20, 28? Luke 21, 28. And this is good news right here. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth near. So, we got these stalkers, we got these deceivers, we got all this stuff here. We just got to keep the faith and everything, and we're going to be attacked. We're going to be attacked spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. In every way, we're going to be attacked. We're going to be attacked in every single corner, every angle, everything. So we got to keep that faith, and of course, we got to keep prayer, keep praying, keep studying the Word. Keep us uplifted and everything, and be thankful. For the Holy Spirit. I'm gonna go to Matthew. I'm gonna conclude with Matthew now. Oops, went too far here. Was it Matthew? Okay, Matthew. Let's see, Matthew 16:18 right here says, and Yeshua says, and I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I shall build my assembly, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So, the gates of hell, it's kind of ironic about the gates, like how he words it, the gates of Hades, the gates of hell, whatever, gates are usually like for defensive purposes. And I think I might have mentioned that in another video, but, the wording, strange wording, but I'm not, complaining about it or anything like that. But, like I said, I wanted to make this video because, there's a lot of stalkers out there don't have good intentions. There's some that sort of do, like the Canaanite woman, of course. Yeah, and they could be, lurking in your, in your windows or anything. I'm not trying to scare you, but, you got to be on the guard and everything. And I just worry about everybody, and, hopefully you don't find yourself in that mess. And if you know somebody, if you try, use discretion, try to help out, hopefully, nothing bad happens, but, I just wanted to share that with you, because we hear about stalkers, on the news, or, there's new stalking laws. There's new internet stalking laws, I mean, yeah, and people can stalk you online too. That's another point, I almost forgot to mention. People, stalk other people online. They look up their stuff, their information. They look on their social medias and everything. They could actually troll sometimes, but, we've got a lot of stalkers out there, and yep, cyber stalkers too. That's another thing. But anyways, I want to thank you again for joining me, and, please hit that notification bell and subscribe and give me a big thumbs up or two. And I thank you again for joining me. Until we meet again next time, peace out and shalom.